everybody, my name is Caroline and I'm the founder of 48 Hours Unplug. We organize slowdown retreats for CEOs. Today I got the honor to interview Mo Gawdat, who was the Chief Business Officer of Google X and who is also the author of Solve for Happy, a very good book on happiness, which I would like to recommend to all of you. As a teaser, I am gonna ask him a few questions on happiness in general, but also some relevant questions for the CEOs amongst you. I hope you like it. How can meditation help today's business leaders?
Well, I have a bit of a controversial definition of the word meditation. So, meditation as we teach it today is a Californian knockoff of a very deep spiritual practice that was designed at a different time. And so, if you tell me meditation is to sit down and say I would probably say that doesn't work well for business leaders. It didn't work well for me. I'll be very open and honest. Meditation, however, from a neuroscience point of view, is a practice where you capitalize on parts of your brain, specifically your prefrontal cortex and your insula, which are responsible for experiential thinking. So experiencing the world as it is a process that actually is a thought process. It requires brain resources for you to see the world as it is. When the original design of spiritual meditation asked you to focus on your breathing, it was basically saying, look and experience at something that's actually happening. Don't live just inside your head thinking about yesterday's reports and tomorrow's presentation. Now, that kind of meditation is actually scientifically proven to improve our ability to de-stress, to think clearly, to focus on what matters, and so on and so forth. Now, the challenge with meditation in terms of the knockoff of the spiritual meditation is that the original design of spiritual meditation, which actually truly worked, was designed for monks or spiritual practitioners to spend 4 to 5 hours, sometimes 6 hours a day, meditating for years on end. And when you do that, you know how it is, huh? What you use grows and what you don't use shrinks. And so the parts of your brain, your midline areas of your brain that are responsible for incessant thinking and unhappiness and complaining and all of that stuff, actually, because you tend to use your experiential brain more, those parts shrink and those parts grow. And so people who meditate for hours would end up having very attuned attention, not only to their breathing, but to everything happening around them in life. They would be in a business meeting, they would notice body language a lot more, they would notice the tone of the meeting a lot more, they would notice every number on the slides a lot more, and so on and so forth. The challenge with today's world is no one has 6 hours a day or 4 hours a day to meditate. As a matter of fact, the statistics in the modern world, which are UK based, will tell you that less than 1% of the entire population meditates more than 1 hour a day regularly every day. And so and basically that tells us that we don't put in enough engagement to reshape through neuroplasticity the way our brain works. So the way I meditate combines this with on-the-job meditation. On-the-job meditation comes in many, many forms. We can discuss them in details, but I'll just give you very high level. First of all, I gave myself meditation breaks during my day, which would be 15 minutes between every 2 or 3 meetings, where I literally sit down and reflect without a paper, without a pen, without a mobile phone, without talking to anybody. I also gave myself exercises to meditate while I'm walking through the modern world. So, one of my passions or one of my practices or habits is to walk to work. And as I walk to work, instead of answering my email or having a phone call, I look for one beautiful photograph every day. So I take my phone camera with me, and I really recognize what's happening in the world around me. Through my 40 minutes walk, I get 40 minutes of meditation. If I'm driving to work, I set 6 radio stations, and I actually attentively listen to music so that I don't have any ads or songs that I don't like. By doing that, I'm present, I'm paying attention, I'm not just having music in the background. If I am in the meeting room and my team presents a slide that has 6 numbers on it, I will literally meditate on every single number. And so basically, after a while they started to go like, Mo, this is not an important number. And I would go like, I'm so sorry, if it's not important, you shouldn't have put it on the slides. Now that it's on the slide, I need to understand where it came from. And that actually made our presentations as a team much more efficient after a while, because people actually also meditated on their own slides. After they made them, they looked at them and said, do I really need this here at all? Now, all of those practices are more around mindfulness, if you want, which also is a term that I think is a bit, of a knockoff that's created by the modern world. But it really is all about presence at every point in your day. And so we start with the meditation in the meditation room as a practice to give us the ability to control our brain, and then we move to practices that are during everyday life. Once you get there, the quietness, the peacefulness of your brain gives you clarity as a leader that is highly needed to handle situations, especially difficult situations, with calm, with composure, and with the right decisions.